Hey community, welcome to AppWorld 2025, and I am Jason Rahm with DevCentral, and I have with me Aniket Daptari from Nutanix. Why don't you introduce yourself and what your role is with Nutanix?
Thank you, Jason and F5 for having us. My name is Aniket Daptari. I'm Director of Product for all things networking and network security at Nutanix. At Nutanix, we call that portfolio of products as Flow. And I've been at Nutanix for 4 years now. And prior to Nutanix, I've had a career sort of born and raised in networking. I've been at different network equipment vendors like Juniper for 10 years and Cisco for 4 and Dell Force 10 for 2 prior to that. And I've done all things product at various layers of the networking stack.
Okay, yeah, and we got to talk a little bit before recording. It's like, you know, I got to cut my teeth on Juniper at their flagship product, the M5 and the M20 way back in the day. So I'm a big fan of Juniper. And so, okay, so Nutanix, generally it's been, the storage company, but that's not all you do, right?
That's right. You may have associated Nutanix with being synonymous with what we used to call HCI, hyper-converged infrastructure. But Nutanix has come a long way. We've now evolved from being hyper-converged infrastructure to being hybrid cloud infrastructure. We used to be very religious about hyper-converged infrastructure, about doing our own storage. But of late, we also support third-party IP-based storage, whether that's from HP or Dell or potentially some others, but IP-based storage. We are now a full stack platform for any workload anywhere, which is on-premise in your data center, in a service provider data center, or in the public cloud or in the edge locations. And whether your workloads are databases or AI or containers or virtual machines, in any of these locations, Nutanix is the full stack platform for all these workloads.
Okay, so for people that might be impacted by some industry shifts and mergers and all that maybe they want to shift platforms, that they have a possibility with Nutanix, right?
Indeed. So we have a like-for-like alternative for the competition that you're referring to, except for what F5 does really well, which is application delivery controllers and a distributed cloud platform for multi-cloud networking. So that's where Nutanix integrates really well with F5, in particular the Big IP ADC, as well as F5's distributed cloud offering. So it's really the sum of parts being greater than, the value of the integration being greater than the sum of the parts.
Gotcha. And so can you give like a success story maybe?
Yeah, so we have a large Ivy League university on the East Coast, and they were trying to move away from competition, and we provided the like-for-like alternative for all layers of the stack. And then where F5 came about was offered the Big IP solution for load balancing and the distributed cloud to provide consistent connectivity and a consistent security posture as the customer was migrating their workloads over from competition over to Nutanix. So continuous security posture while maintaining your security posture, as well as a consistent networking that's by virtue of everything Nutanix and F5 provide together.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What's on the roadmap for you as far as integrations with how we can jointly make customers successful?
So thus far, we've done some nice integrations with F5's Big IP and the XC product offerings. We now want to take these integrations to Nginx and other F5 offerings. And we want to do it both in on-premise environments as well as what we call NC2, Nutanix Cloud Clusters. Nutanix Cloud Clusters is basically the beauty of Nutanix infrastructure as a service software suite, but use that in the public clouds without having to suffer the lock-in of the public clouds. So you use the metal from the public cloud, you get the infrastructure elasticity from the public cloud, but you get to use the full software stack from Nutanix and F5 even while you're in the public cloud data centers. So those are some of the things where we plan to take this integration forward.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing those solutions as they are developed internally. Our business development group is really great about sharing that internally. So we always get an early look at that before it hits market. So anything else you'd like to share about the platform? I know we talked a little bit about the nerd knobs of the community platform, and maybe some of the limitations of the community platform if the labbers out there that like to just touch all the nerd knobs. So you had some thoughts on that.
Right. So the thing that we are doing is we still have the community edition, but what we've done of late is evolve the pricing and packaging of the bundling, and we no longer nickel and dime customers on individual products, but we've now simplified the packaging. So customers simply have to make the choice from a good, better, best edition. So there is a starter edition, there is a pro edition, and there's an ultimate edition. So for somebody who's trying to kick the tires and trying to get their hands dirty, we have what is called as a starter edition. That's a much simpler, more well-supported solution from Nutanix. And come talk to us, your account manager, your Nutanix account manager, and we'd be more than happy to assist you with getting your hands dirty. We also have other options which are hosted POCs that let you accomplish the same thing with Nutanix assisting you in that endeavor. And then the other thing, sort of tying back to your previous question, a little bit of closer to what I'm doing is how we provide value is by abstracting underlying physical infrastructure, whether it's networking and network security. So my product offering is called Flow. And what Flow does is it consistently abstracts underlying physical networks and gives customers the ability to have any workload anywhere without having to re-architect their workloads, all while having a consistent security posture. So it's overlay virtual networking combined with the benefits of micro-segmentation for your workload security. That's what we do in the form of Flow. And you get that, again, everywhere you run the Nutanix infrastructure as a service software stack.
Yeah. Which frankly is amazing. It's like a magic box, right? I was talking to a customer who came through earlier today, and they're like, similar to that with some of the distributed cloud multi-networking. It's like, look, you say that I don't need to know an IP and I can just like pick a name and I route to a name. And it's like, I'm a traditional network engineer, and that confuses me and scares me because I like to know all the things from soup to nuts. I want to know it all.
That's right.
But I can't know it all anymore. Like I can have the visibility to know it all, but like I can't keep all that upstairs.
That's right.
In my personal architecture, and it scares me.
And to put it slightly differently, or put it in other words, what you just described is what customers are really seeking is to have the cloud operating model, but in the in the confines of their own data center, which they have greater control over, but have the cloud operating model, what they have come to become used to from the likes of AWS and Azure and GCP. They like that self-service. They like empowering their customers. The IT professionals like empowering their customers, but they want to be able to do that in the confines of their data centers or in their edge locations or in service provider environments. And what Nutanix and F5 really do jointly well together, is to offer that full stack cloud operating model with in the comfort of their own premises, their own data centers.
Yeah.
Right? With full elasticity, with full ability to move the workloads back and forth, whether it's from one rack to the other, one cloud to the other, one data center to the other, or one cloud to the other, right? Yeah. Without any sort of lock-in, without having to re-architect your workloads or re-IP your workloads. Yeah. Right? That's the beauty.
And it's beautiful, and it's like, it's amazing. It's just, for the traditionalists, it's scary too. But, all change is scary, right?
all change is scary. Embrace this change because this is what is going to become the de facto. The public cloud providers have really introduced this to us, and what we are doing together is giving you that beauty of that public cloud model, but in your environments, in your existing environments.
Yeah, and that truck isn't slowing down, so get on board.
Absolutely.
Right? So, all right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you have a great show, and community, we'll see you.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you, community.
Take care.